Welcome in to another video brought to you by Dutton Ranch about Digital Downs horse racing. Alright guys, first of all, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to you. It's been another great season here at Digital Downs. Hopefully we'll continue to have great seasons. This video is going to be about breeding and preparing for the new season. So, first of all, let me tell you some stuff here real quick. Yearlings. I have bred yearlings before. I've never had success with yearlings. So I do not breed yearlings. I have one yearling out of a lot that actually panned out. I bred one yearling this season, and it was a 99.25. When I first started, I was breeding yearlings like crazy. I bred yearlings every year except for the last 2 or 3 seasons. I only have one workout out of a lot. So that's first of all. I'm preparing to breed coming up here. I like to breed before the end of the season. So what I do in preparations here is I figure out what I'm going to breed beforehand. So I already know what I'm going to breed. How do I do that? Well, this is what I do. I go to my breeders, wherever they may be. I view my breeding stock. And I see, first of all, I check the breeders that I've already used, right? So I look at the low ones, like 29 left. Okay, so unnamed, I've used. Here's the average full rating: Pedigree, Disco Inferno, Nashua, Trillion, Empire Makers, Zenyatta, Secretariat. Here's the confirms, and then here's the foals. So I look at the foals, and I tell everybody, 100 races, you want to see about 4 stakes wins. Okay? Normally, 4 stakes wins is good for the foals, right? This is the total races of the foals. This is the wins, seconds, and thirds. This is the stakes wins, right? So, of course, you have total money, average earnings per offspring, average earnings per race per offspring, right? Or of offspring. So all this is real high, but I do not need to look at this stuff. All I need to pay attention to is this and this. And you won't know this, season 61 was the first time I bred this horse. Obviously, you can see that this horse was breeding some great horses, right? This is this season. This is 2-year-olds. This was right before the end of the season. So these were 2-year-olds that turned 3, right? Yeah, see, August 31st. That's the day before the new season. So these were 2-year-olds that turned 3. And these are all 2-year-olds right now that I bred. Like, for instance, Tremendous AKA, I bred October 4th, right? So these are 2-year-olds. So I know that even though this looks like this, that doesn't mean nothing to me. All that really means something is right here. So I got more than 4 stakes wins, which warrants me to breed more foals. Who am I breeding it with? Well, I can't breed it with this because there's no more foals. But any of these horses, which I think I have Pant Diver, any of these horses that that I know work, or that I want to try, like look at Royal Inferno, I'll put it down. So here's unnamed 3876, right? So is that the sire? Yeah, that's the sire. So I got to look for the sire that I made. This is the list that I made. So I got to look for unnamed. There he is right there. Okay, so as you can see, the only horse for this that I'm breeding with is Pant Diver. Don't pay attention to the 3 because that's preliminary. I'm gonna, I'm probably gonna breed 3, right? And that's it. I might breed more. Sometimes I go off this, and I play around with the states. Sometimes I'll go to New York, Kentucky, Kentucky. I'll play around with it. So that's what happens there. But I'm definitely breeding 3 right off the start the way it is. So some of these horses will have more than one. This is just longs, so that doesn't really matter. 7 to Trillo 10, Miss Muff, and Susie Longcue. Okay, so, like I said, this is kind of preliminary right now because, as you can see, I've got Spectacular Wish here with Shiva and Athena. So what I need to do is, I'll take this, put this down here, right? And then I'll delete this. Okay, so because that's doubled up. This horse has 2 horses I'm breeding with. These are the mares, Dam Mare. I saw another one with this one, I believe. That's the one we just talked about. So it looks like I'm going to also breed this with Midnight Blues. Pretty sure, yeah. So I need to get rid of that. Put Midnight Blues under here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you why I'm breeding this with Pant Diver and Midnight Blues. So unnamed is going to go with Pant Diver and Midnight Blues. Okay, so Pant Diver's right here. Obviously, I think this horse has 6 or 8 stakes wins. It's crazy. Lady Inferno, I mean, I know these horses. This horse surprised me. This was a really good horse, but just never panned out. Hoffa's got some wins, and then we got these that got wins. You know what I mean? From AKA Trillion. So, here's Pant Diver. Here's the confirms and the ideal. Medium, long, medium. You can see ideal, very good. Here's confirms for unnamed. Medium, long, medium. Good, very good. So you can also see that too. So I got Pant Diver and Midnight Blues. All right, let me locate Midnight Blues. Make sure that's saved. All right, view breeding stock. Let's find breeding barn summary. All right, let's find Midnight Blues. I'm not sure that Midnight Blues even has, I don't think I even bred this horse yet. I don't remember breeding this horse. Well, let's do this. Do this. That'll put it in alphabetical order. And let's see. Where is Midnight Blues? Okay, here's Midnight Blues. So medium, long, medium, very good, very good. So let's see if I think I got, maybe I have bred this. Okay, so I did breed this. I bred this also with unnamed, and it came up with Lady Inferno. As you can see, 9 races, 2 stakes wins. So that'll be cause to breed this horse. Okay, now that you've seen that, right? Now that you've seen that, what I do is, let's see, I gotta go back here, go to my breed list. That's just a horse I named the breed list. Go to my notes where everything's at. Okay, so as you can see, I have it here. This was the first. This was last season. That's not right. That should get changed. Oops. All right, so breed these horses is where I want to be. That was last season's. All right, so here's what we're breeding this season. We're breeding Action Jackson with all these. All horses go with Queen Trill type. So that will be the last one I breed. I'll breed Queen Trill Tut with any horses that match her, because she produces winners. Period. So these are all the sires, right? And then the mares. These are what I'm breeding. This is what I'm breeding. Jenny Jewel's actually a sire. I'll breed that with Burnt It All and War Criminal. Gus Gone Wild, he gets 3. Flambino, Gratian Hawk, and Susie Q. Marky Mark gets these 2. And the way I do this is I'm going to show you and spend some money here. So let's do this, and then we'll end this video so you know how to do this. It's only been 10 minutes. Let me see if I have a couple breeders that I haven't used yet. I probably don't. He's the only hair I have. Alright, so what I do is I take a horse like Shapeshifter. As you can see, no foals. So I look to conformation, good, very good. And I look to pedigree, Doodlebug, Gold Kiva, Basso, Vindictive Rhythm, Man of War, Man of Work, Light Show. Okay, so I got some good bloodlines here. I'd like to improve it a little bit more. So what do I have here? Medium, long, medium. I have a colt. I need to find a mare that's medium, long, medium. So I'll go to my breeding stock. I'll look for a mare with no breeds that's medium, long, medium, which might take me a minute. Black and Beautiful has no breeds. Let's see what this horse is. Medium, long, medium. Alright, so I could breed this horse here, right? So there's no foals, as you can see. Let's see the pedigree. Seven Sisters du Trillo. Okay, so there's my 2 breeders. Shapeshifter, it's Black and Beautiful. So let's check the New York, Kentucky. So it's either New York or Kentucky for this horse. This horse is in Kentucky. Shapeshifter is Kentucky, could be California. Could be California. So what I got here is, let's do the first one out of California and just find out. California. Okay, so I'm going to do Black and Beautiful. I'm going to keep this horse in Kentucky and leave that horse in Shapeshifter in California. Alright, so let's do this. This is how I find what I'm looking for. Now, I'm breeding right now, but I normally wouldn't do this till the end of the season. I'm just doing this to show you guys how I find my matches. Let me breed a horse. So we got Shapeshifter and Black and Beautiful in Kentucky. So we got Black and Beautiful. Right here. And Shapeshifter right here. I'm not breeding a 1-year-old. Here's the fee. Make sure you do that. Okay, so we'll see what we got here. We got remember we put this horse in California. There we go. So what I got here is a really nice looking colt that's 105 raw. I name it. If I like the horse, I name it. I'll just name this, which the horse is black. I will name this Black Stallion. All right, let's see. Well, Black Stallion isn't taken, so I'm going to go here and look for Black Stallion. Oh, where's Black Stallion? What's going on? Where'd the horse go? Oh, there he is. Okay, so here's Black Stallion, my new 2-year-old. Train him. I already know this horse is nice. 10525 raw. Dirt, which is always a plus. I'll set the default here. Train him at 6. 1895. Examine the horse. Vitamins, Lasix, I get a triple bump, so boom. All right, 108.84, Lasix, 108.75, Butte. Now, you got to watch Butte, because if Butte moves this up, okay, if it keeps it around the same, which it's doing, you want to leave it, okay? If it moved it up, you need to move this train, you need to move this up, okay? Because everything's telling me this is a router right now, but we're going to have to find out, because anything can move it down. Pretty sure this is a router, but you need to always make certain. So there's the shoes. As you can see, it don't look like much of a bump, right? I mean, if you want to, you could do this, but there's no reason to do this. Okay, it moves it down a little bit, but it'll move it up later. So you got to keep it on. It didn't move it up now, but it will move it down later. So you want to keep that on. All right, so shadow roll. This is probably going to give. If this doesn't boost this horse, I'm going to need to geld it. So there's shadow roll, and it got a big nice boost, right? So I'm okay with that. It's a router, 100% sure it's a router. I can tell right now by the middle time. Like usual, you put, all you need is this down here. Start calculator, 68.52 minus 45.43, 45.43, 2309. That's a hell of a time, right? Oops. 23.09. So this horse is nasty. I don't need to geld this horse. This horse is already nasty. Could it get better gelding it? Maybe, but I wouldn't geld it until I raced it. All right, so this is all you really need down here, right? Because this tells you what the horse starts as, and it's not going to change. This isn't going to go from a router to a sprinter. So you know, and you also know that you don't need to get that with this numbers being here. You probably could start now at a mile and not, I mean, skip everything else. And a mile is exactly where I would start. I know it's a mile push, right? And I'm not sure if I would start at a mile. He can run a mile for sure. This is going to tell me a story right here. So here's push at a mile and an eighth, right? And that's a little high. If this mile and a quarter is the same as that mile and an eighth, these first two splits, then a mile and a quarter is where you want to start, right? See how that is? A mile and an eighth. Boom. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean he can't run a mile and an eighth. It does mean I will not run him in a mile. I don't think I will. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But right now, it's looking like a mile and a quarter up, right? Because of that 23:09 closing time. So let's stay with a mile and a quarter. I doubt he's going to be stalk, right? All right, so he's pushed stalk at a mile and a quarter, depending on your gate position. But to tell you the truth, with the 23:09, you know, it's probably push most of the time. All right, so you go to mile and 3/8. You know it's not going to be push, right? That's way too fast for a first split on a mile and 3/8. But you can see, even through here, he's got the same, you know, around the same, it's the same time around, you know what I mean? The first and second split are around the same, right? But I already know he's not going to be, that. That's too fast. So, what happened here? Something happened here. Oh, I didn't go to stalk. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, so stalk is where he's going to be. He's not push, but he's stalk. Okay, so stalk, steady run is where this horse goes. Period. Right? And I'll probably do stalk before steady run because of 2309. All right, so 1.5 miles, you know he's not going to be pushed, but I do it anyway just to look, because you always want to look at numbers. Look, that's the same as 1.25 miles, a 1 3/8. So you're probably going to start at steady run. There we go, steady run. Now that's a fast ass 1.5 miles at steady run, the first 2 splits. So you want to make sure he's not closed, because he might be. And what you're looking for is 0.10. So I need to be more than 0.10. I need a 24 here well, there it is. That will warrant close. So I know this horse is close or steady run depending on gate position. If he's gate 1 or 2, hole 1 or 2, I'm going on close. If he's 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm going on steady run. All right. So that's how you do that. Here's his time, 1.5 miles, 2:32.24. I can already tell you this horse is really nasty. How do I officially know that? Well, that's pretty simple. I will show you right now, and then I'm going to end this video on that. So let's see. How do I know that that is really good? Well, I'll show you. All right, so my made horse key right here. I'm gonna look at 1.5 miles, and I know I got 1.5 miles. I'm gonna look at 2 and 3 year olds, right, in my notes. All right, here's a 2-year-old, 1.5 miles. He's under that. Here's a 3-year-old, 1.5 miles. So I know what this horse is. This horse is a grade 1 stakes winner, and that's its training time. So I'll take that, and I'll put that down here. Watch this. And I'll put his time. Oops, sorry about that. Now I'll put his time. I gotta save it now. Alright, hold on. Alright, so I saved it. Let me go back to here. Alright, Best Works. There it is, right there. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Different horse. Watch this. Okay, so that's the grade 1 winner. That's this horse. So I'll just put here grade 1 winner. All right, so 232.24 minus 112.65 equals 119.59, right? 119.59. Now I also know that that's probably a 3-year-old. No. Okay, that's a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. Hold on. That's a 3-year-old, right? So this is a 2-year-old, right? So I already expect 232.24 minus 1112.91 equals 119.33. So this horse closes better than this horse. So 119.33. So, all right. So on close, this horse here, the difference is right here, 33 to 59, right? Okay, so it's what, 14 faster and 30, so 44 faster, right? This is a 2-year-old, which makes a big difference. That's like 30 some, so it's 0.10. Now, here's where you'll learn something real cool. So this horse, I'm telling you now, is a really good horse. I'm 100% sure. So here's what now you'll really see. All right, so that was close. I look at the Best Works. Now I'm going to look at steady run on 1.5 miles because I'm curious to see where this goes to. So the lowest number here is 35, right? Because this will tell me if I want to run this horse at steady run. As soon as I see this. Okay, so, alright, let's see what happens here. So I want this to be cleared. 232.35 minus 112.51. 112.51. 119.84. Now, oops. 119.84. Oops. 0.84. Alright, so look, check this out. Alright, remember this is a 2-year-old, right? So this is a 2-year-old that I already know is going to, if it races good, it's going to be fantastic. I don't see why it won't, but here's the deal. I want to look at these times. So that's that's 10, right? That's 10 from here and 20 some from here. Well, this horse is way faster than this horse here, and slower here and here. But remember, this is a 2-year-old. So right now, I would say close or steady run, and I don't like this. This is what I don't like. But it is a 2-year-old, so this really isn't bothering me too much. So I'll probably start this horse on steady run and see how it acts, right? Unless I get the 1 or 2 hole or the 3 hole, then I'll put it on close. But that's where I'll be, right? Now, you don't want to confuse yourself, right? So you want to delete this out of here because you'll just confuse yourself. So that's what I'll do, right? Now remember, I'm not going to start this horse in 1.5 miles, right? So I'm going to start this horse in 1.25 miles push, no matter what happens, right? To see how it acts on its first race. We know it's dirt, 1.25 miles. That's where I want to start. I want to see how it acts in 1.25 miles. All right, so there's really no races for me to get into at 1.25 miles. But I'm not going 1.125 miles right now. I want to see how this horse acts with distance. I also want to see this too, right? I don't want a maiden because I might not run a maiden. If there's nothing for me to run, and there's not, I'll wait and I know this horse could run a mile, right? And I know it's push. I'm not saying this is not the appropriate distance for this horse, but this horse can run a mile. These 2 times indicate that, and I know he's push. So this is definitely not his best distance, right? His best distance is going to be around here somewhere. And it's probably going to be 1.25 miles and 1.3 miles. It's going to be his best distance. But I also know that this is going to be really good too. So I might save him because I don't have a race for him, right? And just throw him in the eliminator. So I'll throw this one in the eliminator, or I'll sell him in the auction. Now I have two. Now I know that I put that horse in California, right? I know that these 2 horses work. Remember, this had no foals, right? So I'm gonna now take this, and I'm gonna go here, and now I know that I need to breed these horses also. So now I'll put that here, right? It doesn't matter where it goes because I'm breeding it no matter what. So there it is. That's the 2 I just bred, and that's how they get on this list. The only thing that alters this list is I try to have my longs which actually, I'm lying to you. This has got to go. I try to breed my longs first and then breed the other horses. Like, I know that's all my longs right there, right? So these, all this and above are longs. So above this line are longs. I know that, but you won't. But, you know, I remember it. You know what I mean? So all these are going to be long, right? And these are the longs I'm breeding. Everything else is not a long. Underline. So that's how I come up with what I'm going to breed. You know, now I can tell you also for the two I just bred, right? I'm going to take these. I'm going to switch. I'm going to breed 3 and switch from California to New York and Kentucky and see what happens. But I'm definitely breeding the way it is right now. I'll breed the first 3. So that's how I build my breeding list, right? I use horses that work. You got to spend a little money, but you know what? I'll get $50 back from that horse. Okay, there's no doubt in my mind. You know what I mean? And so if you breed 5 horses and you get 50, I mean, if you don't get $50 back in 5 horses, you know, and you know, don't keep breeding a horse if you see something junky here. If it's like average confirms and, you know, you're getting a bunch of 100s, you know. Now, if I get a 102 after this or something, that's fine. I'm not going to stop breeding this. But if I get like 2 or 3 102s, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to roll with this horse and let this horse make all the money back I just spent breeding 4 more or 5 more foals. So that's what I'm going to do. I might put this in the auction. If you're smart, you'll grab it. What's it worth? A lot. How do I know? Because I know what horse I just matched this up to. And the horse I just matched this up to is an EC horse. And the fact that it was a 1 3/8 tells me it's probably Oksana Bayou, who's got 6 stakes wins. So it's not Oksana Bayou. 24. So that horse is lower than Oksana. So who did I? Maybe it's Win Much. Maybe Win Much. Well, there's 232.17. So, and that's got graded stakes wins. I mean, 10 out of 13 in the money. I mean, 13 races, $721. It's second in Triple Crown and second in graded stakes. So, that horse that I just showed you is on par with this horse. You know, you don't believe me here. It's going to be pretty close. All right, well, first of all, we can't go by it. Yeah, see this here? This horse should have been on Relax in this grade 1 race. It came in second, but if I had it on Relax, it would have won this race. The DC Belmont one. So it's my fault for not having this horse on Relax. So that's one thing. I had it on Close, which is fine, but I should have had it on Relax. So there's that. You know, so now you know, I know, because I know all my stuff here. I know my horses and stuff like that. I mean, if I can't guess, I can find it pretty fast, which I did. I just got to think about who's a router. Well, you know, like I know Aztec Champion's a router because of that 6 furlong time. So that's 43. That's not the one. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it, but I already know this horse. That time is really good. Could be Triple Crown bound. So that time was I was putting the time of a 3-year-old against a 2-year-old. So that right there, I mean, that horse when Black Stallion turns 3, the numbers are going to drop. You know what I mean? So that's how I find what to breed. And then, like I started that. So next season, I'll look at the foals for that horse. When I breed him this season, next season, I'll look at the foals. Yeah, horse. Sorry, guys. I'll look at the foals for that horse, and I'll see what they've done. Now, this doesn't have no foals, right? So, I'll look at the foals and see what they've done. And if they don't have 4 stakes wins, I might push it to 100 and I might push it to 100 and something. See 117 too. As you can see, last season I didn't breed this horse much because of this. It needs to be 4, around 4. Even with 117, I want 4. Once I get over on 120, I'm not too excited about. It needs to have 4, max 120. It needs to have 4. So that's why this horse is lightly bred, and I can't imagine this horse is. That doesn't mean this horse isn't a good breeder, okay? I mean, the offspring are doing fine. But if I have to choose between, you can't breed them all, right? So if I have to choose, I mean, look, Jack of War Lantern, Unstoppable at War, Dancing Jewel, and I mean, it's got winners, and it's got stakes winners, even more importantly. But I can't breed every horse. So if I have to choose to breed this horse or the 2 I just bred, then I'm going to choose the 2 I just bred, right? So that's pretty much it, man. So as of right now, I will not be breeding. I won't even. All right, folks. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have a great day. Sorry it's so long.